Alright, I'm gonna do a little trade recap how I got this level right here. And how I took a short off of it. So coming into the market, I was pretty bearish because of PO3 basically. So Asia opened around here. We chopped up, we went up, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So to these lows at least, which is my TP, but um yeah, so this is also like kind of like 9:30 PO3. So pre-market we started chopping up, and then we pulled deviations from the low that swept this. So this would be a protected low right here because this was the accumulation phase, right? And then we kind of took it. I don't know if we created SMT or not. I didn't check for that, but um, we took the low. If we created SMT, it's even better. But I'm pretty sure there was SMT, if I'm not lying. We were really uncorrelated, so but um yeah, so we took the low out, so I pulled deviations from the 2 minute, right? And then you wait for a reaction. So in this case, I only use the previous leg that swept liquidity and the Asia's range. So I would do this, and then I would see like where price reacts off of. So in this case, -1 just got ran through. And then if we have news, like most likely if we have news, we either go to the second deviation, third or fourth. But if the second already like re gave a reaction and market still went up, we're most likely to target the third one, if that makes sense. Hold on, let me add the third one real quick. Actually, I'll just use my fib. But in this case, we did do that. So I had like stacked deviations in this. So so Asia's range right here. And then you can already tell like for -2 gave a reaction out of it, right? You could have like top ticked with this. This zone right here is really like I love this zone right here. This whole zone. It was pretty good. So since -2 already played out and then market since this was pre-market, so I don't trade pre-market, trade 9:30 or 10 a.m. But so this was the previous leg, the market started moving up. So I'll pull deviations from here, and then I had this level marked out, the -2, and then it didn't give a reaction or anything, because I like to enter off of like rejection blocks. Like I like to see like a bearish candle close and then a bullish or like a wick and then a bearish candle and then I try enter because I want more confirmation. So in this case, we had the deviations. -2 didn't work. -2 already played out. So in this case, I was looking for a reversal from here. And then I had the -4. This was like max expansion for me, at least, marked out. But yeah. So if this level had got ran through, then I would probably just use this one. And this would have been hive day. But in this case, this was high day. So this zone right here, I had this marked out. Um, and then I don't really use the London's last leg or anything, but if you were to use it, I guess a lot of people I've seen a lot of people use it, so you could have just and that gave you another level too. But yeah, so 5 minute, I went to the 5 minute because I like entering off of the 5 minute. If a deviation for me, what I've realized is if a deviation gets respected, most likely a rejection block on the 5 minute or the 2 minute, uh, it's like valid for me. So if this deviation got respected, you could tell like you could look at like the 2 minute or anything or the previous candles like that none of them had like actual rejection blocks, right? So I seen this get respected. I had this marked out, and then and then I waited for a 2 minute candle close, right? So this closed over here, and then the 2 minute like went up and then it respected it as well, it respected the rejection block. The 5 minute as well, it respected it. So I entered on the 1 minute, but I used confirmations for the 5 minute and stuff like that. But this was my entry was for something. I forgot what was. then I think right here somewhere, yeah. So I see if I once I seen that, I entered off of the, you know, just off of like I entered off of this, took a risk, and I targeted midnight. But one of my rules, if I see an S, like if I see ES tab true day open first, in this case that happens, and I just that for me that trade is invalid, or like I don't like staying in trades like that or anything. So I just pulled out like right here, but my original TP was midnight, and I was also looking for Asia's low to get swept. And yeah, that's basically, and then how I'll tell you guys how I caught this level over as well. This level, I forgot what level it was, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere over here. But how this was basically PO3, right? So we went up, prices above midnight. Obviously, I'm looking for short, right? At least till midnight. So that's just how like I execute my trades. Like I find my bias and everything off of like just Asia's range and see what London did and New York, what New York's gonna do and stuff like that. But yeah, so how I caught this, I forgot what the level was, but it was like after sweeping something like that. But yeah, and then I'll show you guys how I caught the low of the day and the high of the day. The high of the day right here because of this. For me, this is like a B setup, B plus setup. It's not like really clean because I don't really like trading standard deviations just straight off. I usually like you know, I like a high time frame Peter and stuff like that lined up with that. But in this case, I just took it off of here. But let me uh, delete this level real quick. And then the level I got somewhere over here, I longed over here. I'm not sure where it was exactly, but yeah. Um, I told you guys negative two, 2.5 always gives you a reaction, right? Off of Asia's. So in this case, you could have caught this bottom tick with this. Negative 2.5. I really like negative two and 2.5. Negative two really played out as well. Like, I mean, it gave you like, I don't know, like 40 points. But this negative two, it was to the tick and it gave you like 90, 80 points. So this is pretty nice. But the DOL for me was the NQ left equal lows right here. So I was looking for them to get swept. So in this case, we went to the third deviation was high of day, right? I'm not gonna say 100%, but most likely once if a deviation like gets respected, like if third deviation, like in this case, third zone got respected, and that was high of day. So most likely, if we're really bearish, if market pushes that down, like 70, 80% of the time, the same zone that got respected is usually high of day as well. So in this case, the third or low of day I meant, sorry, but in this case, third deviation got respected, and then third deviation from here, I was looking for that to get respected as well, and I'm pretty sure like if you were to use any other leg, like any leg, this was probably like -4. I'm not sure which one. The only thing I use is this, but um, if you were to use like this or like you can tell like little -4s right here. I'm pretty sure this. Wait, hold on. Let me play it out. Yeah, I mean it kind of did get started, but you could tell like you can see like -3 zone. I had like this area marked out, but or not this whole area, but this area basically, and which kind of did play out. But yeah, that's how I took my long right here. And that's how I catch like low days, high days. I don't use order flow or anything. I just go off of like the ages range because for me personally, I think the ages range is like the most powerful. It gives like the most reactions out of any standard deviation, if that makes sense. But I mean, you can obviously use like the last leg of London or whatever it is. I'm not really sure, but I don't use that. But I use this range, and Yeah, so I caught the long, caught the short right here. A lot of people were bullish. I mean, I was low key, I only wanted this low, but since we broke out of it, we were really bearish and we had an SMT as well, so I was looking for this as a low day, which I took a trade off of. And yeah, that's basically how I took how I caught this short and this long right here. But yeah, I'll be making more videos on the fib. I just don't know like what you guys or what should I make videos on, and I'm really like I'm kind of awkward when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna. That was a video, anyways. Um, I'll see you guys later. Wait, what the fuck?